Darkness falls into roars. Old films, new blood. Hollow wars from the crypt. Tales arise. Yorkshire deep. Cursed night skies. Friday night, fears embrace. Eyes wide, hearts race. Grotesque fast, shadows near. Upon you with fear, disappear. Specters haunt, screams at night. Vicious screams, endless fright. Legends told, torn to shreds. Your psyche, waking dead. Friday night, fears embrace. Eyes wide, arms race. Grotesque fast, shadows near. Appointed with fear. Disappear, disappear. Specters haunt, screams ignite. Vicious screams, endless fright. Legends told. Friday night, fears embrace. Eyes wide, hearts race. Grotesque past, shadows near. Appointed with fear. Disappear, disappear. Fears embrace. Eyes wide, hearts race. Grotesque past, shadows near. Appointed with fear. Disappear, disappear. Disappear. Evil laughs, bloody might, old and new, pure terror sight, keeps review, truth unveils, endless dread, no veil. Friday night, fears embrace, eyes wide, arms race, grotesque past, shadows near, appointed with fear, disappear, disappear. Disappear. Chloe, let be God. We're with you. Dot. Oh, there. Free. Phil.
Hey up, it's Steve from the Old Yorkshire Geek, and welcome to episode 136 of Friday Night Appointment with Fear. And we're on the final part, finally, of my Hammer House of Horror series. We're doing the last 3 episodes tonight, and then we can move on to something else. So the episodes we're doing tonight are, I'm just reading, it says there, Visitor from the Grave, The Two Faces of Evil, and The Mark of Satan. All of them probably the worst episodes of the series, to be completely honest. In my opinion, I didn't particularly like any of them, to be completely honest. But anywho, that's what we're doing. But before we start, don't forget to like and subscribe, share the videos, drop a comment, hit the notification bell if you're subscribed already. Let's make sure we're live. Yes, we're live on YouTube. We're live on Rumble. Yep. And we're live on Twitch. Don't know why I keep doing Twitch. So there we go. Explore the description. Excuse me, I'm burping. Explore the description for links for stuff like merch. Old merch. My books. Where are they? They're under here. I'll get them out. Hang on. Oh, dear. They're underneath my drawing pad. Drawing pad with loads of cat hairs on because she's decided she's sleeping over this side of the room now. Right, so my books. Mercury Rapids, light-hearted sci-fi action adventure about UFOs and stuff. Silent Predator, short horror novella about genetically engineered big cats eating people in the North Yorkshire village on Amazon Kindle and paperback. Give them a whirl. It would be much appreciated. What else? There's other links for stuff. My music website that I've just set up, where I just shove my songs on there that I do. What else? My websites, mercuryrapids.co.uk, theoldyorkshiregeek.co.uk, etc. Become a member, and then you get early access videos and exclusive videos, blah, 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 and super chats and super thanks will be greatly appreciated. Right, so we'll get on with it, shall we? The final 3 episodes of Hammer House of Horror from 1980. Right, we shall begin. I shall fire one up, and we will start. Shush, shush, shush. Full screen, the baby. Right, off we go. Add it to stage. Oh, I forgot to put myself down in the corner, didn't I? Because I'm an idiot. Right, hang on. See, I'm all a dither. Don't know why. Because I'm an idiot, that's why. Keep saying that, don't I? Right. Off we go. Right. Obviously, we're not going to play it because, because YouTube are going mental. Even though they are available to watch on YouTube, but not in the UK. They are blocked in the UK because I tried. But if you have a VPN or whatever, then you can watch them on YouTube. I have put the link in the description and links for other stuff as well. Right, so off we go. What we're on now? Visitor from the Grave. Probably the best of the 3 episodes, in my opinion. It's like from those Amicus horror anthologies from the 70s. It's like an episode of one of those, and it's pretty good. I think this one was written by John Elder. We will see. Right, so anyway, we begin on a lake at night, even though it's middle of the day, but they're trying to make out it's night. And we're going to see somebody, a lake. There's, what's her name? Catherine Lee Scott. Have I got that right? Yes, Catherine Lee Scott, who apparently were in Dark Shadows, the TV show. I didn't really watch it, but I think I've seen one of the films. They brought films out about it, didn't they, in the early 70s. And, whatever. I don't know if she were in that. I have no idea. But there she is, lying awake in bed, and she sees somebody by the window. There he is. And something happens that is never addressed at any other time in the episode, but we'll get there. There she is, going and checking. I think somebody's knocking on the door, and she won't let him in, obviously. It turns out she plays a woman called Penny, who's an American living in England, and she's got some mental health problems. She's recovering, but anyway, we'll get into that later. Anyway, so somebody's trying the door. Said, "Let me in! I want to get Harry," and all that. Hang on, I'll put the subtitles on. Let's put the subtitles on, and then that might help us out, mightn't it? Anyway, so we go to this, what do you call that? French door? No, what they call French windows. I don't know. It's like a door that's a window, if you know what I mean. I think they're called French windows, don't they? Or not bay windows. Whatever. People like me don't have windows like that. in the house. But anyway, there she is. She's very pretty, by the way, isn't she? At first, I thought from that picture there, that's you see there, that's on the thumbnail, I thought it was Linda Bellingham. You know, the Bisto, is it Bisto? The Bisto lady from UK Adverts. But it's not, it's Kathleen Eastcott. Anyway, here we go. It comes bursting through his window. Never addressed at any other time in the episode. There he is. That is Charles Willoughby, played by, I'll tell you in a minute because I can't remember his name, Stanley Lebor, I don't know how you pronounce it. I thought he looks familiar, so I looked him up. And I think I know him from Flash Gordon, the 1980 Flash Gordon. He played the Doctor on Mongo that brought Flash back to life for Princess Aura. You know, that Doctor. That's where I know him from. But anyways, here he is saying, "Where's Harry? I want him. He owes him money," and all that stuff. But she says he's not here, so he's kicking off, and then he decides he's gonna take it out on poor Penny, and he's going to grape her. So he's going to do that. So she grabs a shotgun that Harry gave her. Says, "You won't shoot me," but she does, and shoots him in the face. And he gets up and runs out screaming, and then she freaks out, and then we get the opening titles. We will play it a bit because I always do. Hang on, have I lowered it down? Oh, I have. There we go. Great music. Still love this theme. Don't know why, I love it. And that statue still scares me. Right, so anyway. So there we go. Kathleen Lee's got Simon McCorkindale. It says Simon Acorkindale there. The M's behind me. We may know from... It's been in loads of stuff. Sword and the Sorcerer, Jaws 3, loads of stuff. Manimal, he were in Manimal. He were in Quatermass, the ITV version of Quatermass with John Mills. He were in that. He were in Beasts, Nigel Neal's Beasts, which we're going to do one day. That's another series. Only 6 episodes, thankfully, I think. We'll do that one day. I love Beasts. But anyway, Simon Corkindale. Gareth Thomas, Mia Nadassi, poor Stanley Lieber, or Leber, I don't know how to pronounce it, doesn't get a credit until the very end. And he's like one of the main characters. Obviously, he doesn't have a very good agent. But anyway, Gareth Thomas, you may know as Blake from Blake 7. Also in the beginning of Quatermass and the Pit, one of the men that dig up the skeletons in the London Underground. Anyway, who wrote is this? Yes, screenplay by John Elder. That's a pseudonym, is John Elder, for Anthony Hines, one of the bosses of Hammer. His dad, whose name I can't remember, was one of the co-founders of Hammer Films, and he went on to become, a big wig in the company. But he wrote a lot of films as well. Wrote a lot of screenplays, sometimes under the pseudonym John Elder. So there we go. Directed by Peter Sasdy, another Hammer stalwart. Right, so. We're here at the cottage. Looks familiar. I think I've seen it in another Hammer film, but I'm not sure. But anyway, maybe one we've done recently. But is it the same cottage that we saw in Plague of the Zombies? Don't know. Probably not. But I'll tell you where it is, because we're doing that again. We're here. Here it comes. Cult film locations. Link is in the description. Let me just shrink this down a bit. Remember the lake at the beginning? Hang on, I can see you. Remember the lake at the beginning? That is Shardalow's Lake in Amersham. Again, it's all filmed in... The whole series was more or less filmed in the same locations over and over again. But there it is on Google Earth. Mustn't be a street view of it, but there it is. Near a main road. But that's that. Anyway, here's the cottage. Harry and Penny's house on an unnamed road in Great Hampton, another popular place where they filmed this stuff. But there it is. Oh, cracky! There it is. Nowadays on Google Earth, it's had a paint. Oh no, well, it's had a spruce up, hasn't it? It's had a spruce up in the paint. And some of the ivy's been trimmed back, but it looks more or less the same. Is that tree there that's been trimmed? Don't know. But anyway, there it is. So that's still there. And there's a... Don't know. Do we see that over there? Don't know. Anyway, whatever. So there we go. Right. Pop that down there. Where were we? Right, the Range Rover. This is not Harry's. This is Charlie's Range Rover. Because we're going to meet Simon Corkindale now. There he is, arriving in his Jaguar SJ. Is it an SJS? Does it say? I'm not very big on motoring cars. Does it say it on the back? I think it's an SJS. What the Saint used to drive. I forgot. Ian Ogilvy's Saint drove one of them, but a white one, didn't he? Is it going to show us the back of it? No, it didn't. I think it's a Jaguar XJS. That's right. Is it XJS? Whatever. One of them, innit? So here he is, has arrived home. He sees blood everywhere. Say, Penny, what on earth has gone on? Penny, darling. They're all frightfully posh. What's gone on? And she's freaking out. There we go. And then he says, Harry, I think I killed him. So anyway, so they go looking. And he sees that the shotgun has been discharged. Hey there! That's a great pause, isn't it? Anyway, so he's going to look. He's following the trail of blood. She follows him, obviously. There you go, following the trail of blood. Out into the woods. They go. And they find him. Can't have got far bleeding like that. Out into the misty woods. I think they've been going about with a fog machine. Looks like it, doesn't it? Justin's here. Yay. Hello. Happy Friday. Happy Friday to you too, my friend. Anyway, there we go. So they found him. He's there. He has expired in the woods. So they check him out. It turns him over. Ooh, nasty. So she's like dry retching against a tree. It's Charles Willoughby, an acquaintance of Harry. Anyway, so they go back home. And he decides that they can't call the police because his shotgun, because it's his shotgun, is not licensed, because in Britain, you see, we're sensible. Generally people don't have firearms. But it's not licensed anyway. So he decides that they're going to cover it up. They're going to cover up her killing Charlie Willoughby. But she says, I need one of my pills, because remember at the beginning I said she's recovering from mental health issues. So he's got some pills for her locked up in that wardrobe. So he gives her a pill, some sort of sedative. Is that the right word? Tranquilizer, something like that. She's... Anyway, so he says, right, what we're going to do, we're going to clean. He says, you're going to get dressed and clean up this house, and I'm going to go out and bury the body and deal with everything else. So, and says, if anybody asks, we've never seen Charles Willoughby. So off they go. Anyway, so she's been kind of hysterical. But anyway, so off he goes to his shed. Gets a shovel. There we go. It's a spade, isn't it? Not a shovel. But anyway. So, right. So, and he tells her, burn all the bedclothes on your night in, anything with any blood on, basically. He's digging a hole. I don't know why, to be completely honest. For reasons. No, I'm not going to spoil it, because I usually spoil it, don't I, early on. But you'll know when we get to a certain point what the twist is. Anyway, so he's digging a hole and he's burying Charlie. She's burning the bed sheets and scrubbing up the blood and just making it worse by the looks of it. But anyway, there she is cleaning up, and so he's now going to take back to that lake, which is like a photo of it, doesn't it? He takes the Range Rover and seemingly drives it into the lake. I will say that, seemingly drives it into the lake. I thought I just saw something behind me there. I hope I'm not freaking out. Never mind. Anyway, we don't actually see him drive it into... We see him start to drive it into the lake, but we don't actually see him drive it into the lake. Again, another clue for later on. But that's what he's going to do. He throws the shotgun shells out of the rifle, throws them in the lake as well. And there we go. And then for some reason, he gets in, I thought it did like what's his face? A Norman Bates. I nearly said Norman Wisdom then. I thought he'd do a Norman Bates and push it into the lake, but he doesn't. He gets into the driver's seat, and I'm like, he's going to jump out at the last minute. But as I said, we don't see him actually drive it in. We see it like go to the edge, like that, and then it cuts away. So you can guess what's going to happen later now, can't you? There she's tidying up. I think she was going in there to try and get another pill, but she doesn't get a chance. He's getting changed, and we learn that she's rich. By the way, she's very rich. She's from a wealthy family, and we learn that if she something happens to her, they'll put she'd be in a mental institution by the sounds of it, and they'll put her away again. So anyway, here he's changing his clobber. Anyway, so he's saying. She's asking how does he know Charlie Willoughby? He said, he knows him from when he worked as a croupier at a casino somewhere in London, and we learn he was fired. So we're learning he's not entirely he's not an inscrutable character. Is that the right word? Don't know, but anyway, maybe he's not the nicest person. But anyway, right, so. It tells her now that they've got to carry on as though nothing has happened, because they try and think that nothing has happened. And she's got to go to the bank for whatever reason, we don't know. She's got an appointment at the bank. He says, I can't do that. You've got to, because you've got to carry on as though nothing's happened. There you go, that's what it's saying there. So there we go. We don't actually see her go to the bank. We assume she goes to the bank at some point, because now it's night time. And there they are. They're asleep in bed, and she sees him. In it, there he is. He stood outside, and he comes in, sees it, the car. Look, and then he comes into the bedroom. Oh, for Pete's sake! Hang on, where is it? I'm gonna show him. She sees he stood there in the bedroom. There he is, going and she screams and says, "Wake up!" But obviously he's gone, and he looks out, and the car's not there. So what's going on, we ask. Anyway, for some reason, the next day she decided to go and have a look at the lake. I don't know why. And then the policeman arrives in his Mark II Ford Escort. Panda car. I don't know how they call them panda cars. They don't look anything like pandas, do they? But anyway. Maybe it's an acronym. Police and nearly detectives automobiles. I don't know, but anyway, here it is. This is Gareth Thomas playing a police officer, saying, hello over there, Simon McCorkindale, because she starts walking away. She's like as though she's not heard the policeman. So Simon McCorkindale, Harry, intervenes. And so the policeman's come to ask questions. So do you know a man called Charles Willoughby? He says, yes, I know him. I said, all right. Yeah, by the way, there you go. She's Penny Van Bruten. So, do you know a man called Charles Willoughby? Yes. When did you last see him? Last week sometime, in London. There you go, they ask him into the cottage. They say, come into the cottage. Bloody cottage is like bigger than my house. But anyway, never mind. So, he tells him that, he saw him, a while ago, about a week earlier, at a bar in Covent Garden, and that was the last time he saw him. And then apparently word has got out that he said he was going to sort out Harry, and that was the last time that anybody saw him, 2 days earlier. So and they said, well, he hasn't been here. And she says, no, nobody's been here, looking very suspicious, There you go. No. So he said, okay, thank you, and all that stuff, and off he goes. And then there's a clue. There you go. It says, we have to eliminate every possibility in an investigation. And then he quotes Conan Doyle with the Sherlock Holmes thing. There we go. Sherlock Holmes said, when you've eliminated the impossible, all that remains, however improbable, must be the truth. And then he says, you should have been an actor. Another clue for later. He says, oh, you should say that. My inspector says that as well, whatever. Right, so off he goes. Not the last time we'll see him. I'm not saying it's the last time we'll see the policeman. It's not the last time we'll see Gareth Thomas. Anyway, there you go. She says, I'm not going back to that institution again. So she's obviously been locked up in the loony bin. And he does say to her something like, I don't know if it's here or if it were earlier on or if it's yet to come, that, you know, if they go to the police and they own up to what happened of her killing Charles Willoughby, although it was in self-defence and all that, but with an illegally owned rifle, he'd go to prison, and he said, they'll probably put you in Broadmoor. And she says, what's that? It's a hospital for the criminally insane. And it is Broadmoor in real life. And it's kind of Britain's answer to Arkham Asylum. But anyway, it's where the Yorkshire Ripper, he were in Broadmoor for a while. Crikey Moses, thank you very much, Justin. Justin with a $10 super chat, and he doesn't say anything. He just walks in, puts 10 big ones down, and moonwalks back out, as Eric July would say. Thank you very much. That's very generous, hugely appreciated. Thank you very much. I can say now, by the way, it's greatly appreciated the super chats I get, and the you know, the ad revenue that I get, and the members stuff gets me just enough ish from YouTube to pay for StreamYards. So you're covering the cost of StreamYards for me, just about. So that's hugely appreciated. It really, really helps. For you, friend, enjoy it. Thank you very much. Anyway, where were we? I forgot where I was. Broadmoor, right. Telling them about the put her in Broadmoor. So it says, you know, we've got to carry on as if nothing's happened. Oh, and then he says, but we've got this party to go to at Margaret's. He says, I'm not going to a party. He says, yes, you are, and you might even enjoy it. So they're off to this party. There's Margaret. Oh, pardon me. I think she's supposed to be like Greek or something. I don't know where she's supposed to be from. But she's supposed to be from exotic. She's got an exotic accent-ish. I think it's supposed to be like a gypsy or something like that. I don't know. But anyway. So she's talking to Penny. And she decides to do a tarot reading for some reason. Because she's one of them sort of people. A tarot reading for Penny. So off they go to do that. She says, because she says she's psychic. Justin says, we have to try and help each other out in this life. Yes, well, if possible. And it is hugely appreciated, the help that you give. It is. Anyway, where were we? Oh, right, tarot. Right, she's doing a tarot reading, and do the old stuff, you know, death and all that, blah, blah, blah. Like Junon, the High Priestess, wisdom, somebody that you can call on, etc. That's another clue for later. But anyway, Harry comes in, and when she brings out the death card, there it is. Says, oh, you'll be freaking her out. Come on, Penny, we're getting out of here. So, anyway, so they come out, and she says, you know, steady on. But then she gets a drink, a waiter appears in a minute. There we go, screen left. Waiter appears. She gets a drink and looks at him. Oh no, it's Charles Willoughby. She screams, ah! And then he legs it. So you can guess what's going on now, can't you? You can really guess what's going on. There's some sort of shenanigans, isn't there? Obviously. Remember, she's rich. She's had mental health issues. She's living. I don't think they're married. I think they're just in a relationship, her and Harry. He's not entirely honest, I don't think. He worked as a croupier in a casino, got fired for whatever, we don't know. But anyway. So, she's showing off the death card or whatever. Oh no, the devil. She's showing off the devil. I saw him, it's the devil. Anyway. Oh, something like that. Right, so he takes her home, and then she's asleep. He's out shooting pigeons, but not. But anyway, so she gets up, and there you go. She wants to get a pill. I don't know if she has one or not. It's lovely as this cottage, isn't it? I bet that costs an arm and a leg these days if they sold it. But in he comes. I've been trying to shoot pigeons for a pie. Never had pigeon pie, but probably tastes like chicken. But no luck though. Anyway, so she's trying to say, she did see him there, and says he's walking about. He's got out of his grave somehow. So he decides to go and check. I think it's this bit. Or is it not? No, it's not yet. So he's reading the paper, and she wants to go and see Margaret again because she's June on the High Priestess, and she wants to do like a séance to contact Charles Willoughby. And he says so he begrudgingly goes with them. Takes her to see Margaret. But anyway, so off they go to see her again, and they want to get in touch with her. So she's going to do come back and we'll do a séance to contact the spirit of Charles Willoughby. Right, so here they go into town. It's a very nice town. It's a very quaint English town, which is, I'll tell you in a minute, because we'll get to it. Where have I put it? There it is. Now then, steady. Scroll. There we go. It's Chalfont St Giles. Chalfont St Giles. The High Street. But that's where they are. Look, and that's what it looks like today. I think. Hang on, where are we? I think that building there is that building there, judging by the white wall there. Can we move that way a bit? And yeah, I think so. And I think that they've had the roof done, haven't they, on that building? So I don't know though, is it? I'm not sure, to be completely honest. Yeah, it looks like it, doesn't it? Yeah, they've had that building's been changed dramatically, hasn't it? That one. Oops, did it? Then I scroll up again to look at that. Yeah, because that white build, that is definitely that, isn't it? I'm sure it is. Yeah. Because there's that building in the background, which is there, isn't it? I think. I'm not entirely sure, to be completely honest. Anyway, but it's here somewhere. It's somewhere around here. It's one of these shops. Looks like that is that Shire Antique shop, in it. That's there. So there. Anyway, Chalfont St Giles. What is it? I forgot already. Chalfont St Giles, wherever the hell that is. It'll not be far from the Bray Studios or wherever the hell they filmed. Justice says, fun note, me and my brothers went to see Dogma at the theatres. 25th anniversary, 25-year anniversary release. It was fun. It's a good film, this Dogma. I haven't seen it for a while. Probably, I don't know, it's probably the best or the most well-made or the most, I don't know, what how could I put it? Main line of the Viewer Skew Universe films, I suppose you could say, maybe. But it is good. It is a good film, this Dogma. But been a while since I've seen it. Anywho, where were we? Oh, yes, they've gone into town. And he's going to go do something, I can't remember what. She's going to look in this antique shop. I'm guessing he's going into this other shop here that says Marlborough's on. I'm guessing it might be a bait store. You can get fishing bait and stuff. For reasons we'll see. I don't know, but she goes into this antique shop, and she's looking round, and then we see she looks out, and she sees the car again with him sat in it with his face still all blown away, smiling at her, and she screams and runs out. He must have been to the what do they call them? Laundrette, whatever, where he's had his clothes pressed. You don't see that much nowadays, do you? Like there's obviously a paper shop or something with the cards in the windows, with people selling, fridge for sale, etc., stuff like that. Old bicycle for sale, wheel missing, etc. Don't see that these days. Anyway, she comes. I saw him. She's freaking out. There you go. She's freaking out in town. People are getting concerned. Oh, look, all these people look like models. But I saw him. But obviously he don't believe her. Takes her home. You think I'm making it up? He says, yes, I do. Anyway, so he's going to go out into the woods and dig him up. So he grabs his shovel, off he goes. She follows him. and we have a jump scare. Oh, there we go. And he's dug a very quickly as well. Dug a very quick, almost artistically accurate rectangle. What's the word? I saw it described on Mystery Science Theatre 3000. It's like a grave digging savant or something like that. Justice says, yeah, I agree, it's his best made film. Yes, Dogma, yes. Great cast and interesting story. I still say Ben Affleck was a better actor at one time than Matt Damon. I think they're about equal, to be honest. But anyway, there he is. He's in the hole with all maggots on him. That's why I mentioned the bait shop. Obviously, the shenanigans going on, but there he is, still in the hole. Says, there, look, he's still there. Right, so they're going for the seance now at Margaret's. I think she tells him to go and turn out the lights and go and wait in the next room or whatever. So she's calling on Charles Willoughby, and then we hear his voice. I am, and I will be revenged, and all that stuff. There we go. Don't say I will be avenged. They say I will be revenged. Don't you mean I will have my revenge? Is revenged a word? I don't know, but anyway. I will be revenged. And saying, leave her alone. No, I will be revenged. Blah, blah. So she's freaking out again, obviously. And Margaret faints. And that spirit is evil. So they've got to get in touch with some Indian mystic. Does she say who it is? Whatever. Anyway, some Indian mystic who's been over here trying to set up a centre in England, but he ran out of money. Remember, she's rich. There we go. Swami Gupta Krishna. Could they get it any, stereotypically Indian? Anyway, Justice says Ben Affleck stole the show in Dogma, and so did Alan Rickman and Chris Rock. They all did pretty well. I think Salma Hayek kind of stole the show, much as she did in From Dusk Till Dawn. But anyway, but curiously, but a weird coincidence on my Instagram, because I follow Salma Hayek and loads of other people on Instagram. I just put on Instagram on my phone, and she was at the top, and she'd done like a GIF, animated GIF of her dancing as that character from Dogma today. Spooky. Anyway, maybe because it's the 25th anniversary, I'm guessing. But anyway, yes, Alan Rickman played Metatron, didn't he? The voice of God, and Chris Rock was some prophet, wasn't he? And Salma Hayek played a muse, didn't she? Anyway, where were we? The Swami Gupta Krishna. Got to get him over from India. He says, I'll pay anything. There you go. He wants. Where is it? I've lost it now. Anyways, I'll get him, he needs the money for his English centre. So he says, I'll pay anything. So they try to get him to come over, but they need £150,000. I think it's 150. Josh Temple's here, harpoon at the ready. Might need it today for these baddies that's in this. Anyway, so 150,000. Which were a lot of money in 1980. It's a lot of money now for me, but anyway. So they're going to do that. There you go. She's, he's left the keys in the little cupboard where the pills are. Is she going to take some? I can't remember if she did or not. I probably looked away. She's picked up the bottle. Is she going to take any? I don't know. See, hang on. We're going to have to see, aren't we? I think she's put them back. Yes, she's put them back. Right, so, Margaret's phone back. There you go, it's where they learn. It's 150,000. Hang on, where are we? There you go, 150 grand. So she says, I'll pay it. So, right, so again, she's been to the bank, so she's got 150. Lloyd's Bank, I think they've shut down now. I could be wrong. We used to have one in town, but not anymore. There you go, she's got a bag with 150,000 knickers in there. But, and also something else. She got some flowers or something. I don't know. She got some bunch of flowers as well. Why? Don't know. She just has. She was good. I remember why it came out in '98. People, when it came out in '98, people protested. It was a hot button movie. I can imagine, yeah, because like I say, with its religious themes, much like Life of Brian in 19, when did that come out? 79 or whatever. If you bring out like a comedies based on like religion, it's going to rub some people up the wrong way into it. But anywho, plus it didn't help. I suppose the Buddy Christ didn't help, did it? You know. But anyway, right. So she's got £150,000 in her bag. What's she doing here now? I don't remember this bit. The Swami Gupta Krishna, an Indian. Oh, yes, of course. She's looking at a picture of an Indian. just to remind the viewer what an Indian looks like. A Sikh with the turban on. Right, so she's getting ready for all this. So, and he's checking, making sure it's their cottage, but he's checking, making sure they haven't rigged anything up for fakery and all that. But she's taking a pill. Look, she's taking a pill. She's going to take it. She's taking a handful of them, a fistful of pills. Is she going to take them? Is she going to? I can't remember if she did or not. She blooming has, you know. She's taking them. Lloyd's is still around, is it? I don't know. It's not in my town. There was one in my town, but the buggered off. It merged with another bank called TSB in the UK. It became Lloyd's TSB. But I don't know if it's still going. But anyway, she's taking a fistful of her pill tranquilizers, whatever the hell they are. I don't know, but there she is. She's one of them. Look, take a pill. I bet she throws her head back as well. Anyway, she puts the pills back. She's got the shotgun shells out for some reason. Don't know why, but she has. We know why later. Anyway, here's the Swami Gupta Krishna. Looks very familiar, doesn't it? Imagine him in a policeman's hat. It's obviously Gareth Thomas, so this is where we know it's all a big con. It's all a big con. So anyway, so we're going to do the seance. Here we go, lighting the candles. He tells Harry to go sit in the next room and be quiet. And anyway, the spirit of Charles Willoughby appears. We can see smoke rising here. And his face appears here. I don't know how they did it, but it does as they're talking. They wanted him to leave her alone and cross over and all that stuff. But is it going to appear? There we go, doing all the seance stuff. Appear to us. There we go, appear before us. But now it's who calls me, who disturbs me from my slumber. There he is, look. In mirror image. Is that a clue? Is that how they've done it? It's all done with mirrors. Because it's the wrong side of his face. It's all manky, isn't it now? But anyway, so... You know, I will be revenged again. That word, revenged. But she freaks out and runs out. And is he there? No, I can't remember. Oh, she can still hear his voice. I will be revenged. Everywhere she goes and shuts herself in the bedroom. And remember, she saw the shotgun shells. There we go. They're there on the side, and she's good. She's going to kill herself. Which I think she's just done, hasn't she? Is going to show it. For some reason, they've put like a what do they call this? Around the edge of a picture. I can't remember. Oh, it's got a V in it. I can't remember. But it's got one of them round. Don't know why. But anyway. Anywho. Has she done it yet? No, she's still all. Oh, it's the tablets, in it? It's because she's taking all them pills. That's why she's all woozy. That's why they're doing that. So she picks up the shotgun. How many shotguns has he got? Is it just the one, or it? Anyway, whatever. And then, they hear a gunshot, and so they break in, and they say, "Oh no, she's killed herself! Oh, but she shot herself in the neck." So I don't done it like that. Whatever. But she has taken her own life. She has Minecrafted herself. Why must there be a sad ending? And there isn't all of them. They're all terrible. They're not great, are these last three. But it does that kind of end with a little upbeat thing-ish. But anyways, right, so the police have come and the ambulance and all that stuff. So they've said, oh, we were doing this stuff, and she went crazy. You know, she's had mental health issues and all that stuff. Then the police have gone and they're celebrating. Yay! They've got the money, £150,000. And so they're all celebrating. Oh, he's appeared, look, there's the dead man, Charles Willoughby. Says, I can take all this makeup off now. I'm fed up of lying in holes in the woods and all that stuff. So we're all a big con to get money out of her. You can see that they're actually kissing and canoodling. So, you know, we're all... They're evil people. And he's an actor. He does say that I am an actor and all that. And they get the money out. There it is, all the money there. 150,000 lovely smackers. Josh says you can never have enough shotguns. I suppose they're handy if you live out in the middle of nowhere. But anyway. Oh, what have I done there? There we go. So anyway, so there we go. They're all celebrating and all that stuff. But then the door. By the way, they never mentioned fixing that door that got kicked in earlier on. But I'm guessing it's been mended now because I think we see it here. There we go. Maybe had some spare doors lying about. I don't know. They just fixed them because all wind blows, and then we see the ghost of Penny appears. There we go, looking very sexy, I must admit. Looks good as a ghost. Saying, "I will be revenged." That word again, revenged. And she sets all the money on fire, like so. There we go. Boom! Sets all the money on fire because ghost can do that. How much would £150,000 be today? I don't know. Let's find out, shall we? Let's find out. Let's ask Google. How much would £150,000 in 1980 be worth today? Is that how I'm supposed to put it? I don't know. I'm trying to be thingy. Oh, there we go. Value of... Oh, for Pete's sake, go away. So it's the accept all stuff. Right, here we go. 150. Calculate. £822,000 today. So, you know, not far off a million squids. So there we go. 800. I will... go away. There we go. I shall copy that into the chat. For all the chat to see. There we go. £150,000 in 1980, because that's when this came out, is worth 822,032 pence today. Wow. Right, but that ain't because she's burning it. What is it in £5 notes? Looks like it, doesn't it? I think the £5 notes. Probably. So they're burning away, and that's how it ends. There we see her there. Look, I will be revenged. There you go, and then it ends. Probably the best of these three that we're doing tonight, to be completely honest, and that's not saying much. But anyway, so that's the end of that. She was revenged. They didn't get the money, but they still got away with, you know, her death, didn't they? But anyway, he says, wow, that's a big jump it is, isn't it? It's only, 45 years, and it's, 5 times, over 6 times its value or whatever, isn't it? Something like that. Justice says, that was a good ending. Apparently she's dead, but she is now an immortal ghost, probably haunting Simon McCorkindale for the rest of his days, and Mia Nadassi as Margaret. But anyway, so there we go. So that's the end of that one. It was all right. I quite enjoyed it. These next two are not quite as good, and we'll get on with it. But that one was okay. That one probably because it was written by Anthony Hines, who has written some really good stuff for Hammer. I think he wrote Blood from the Mummy's Tomb. I think that was one of his. I think. Could be wrong. Or did he step in and direct it? I can't remember. Maybe both. Anyway, whatever. So there we go. Right. Moving on. Where are we? Get rid of that. Set the next one up, which is The Two Faces of Evil. So pause it. Full screen it. The Two Faces of Evil. Oh, pardon me. There's no really famous people in these 3 episodes. You know, like previously we've seen like Peter Cushing and Pierce Brosnan, people like that have popped up in the odd episode, haven't they? Like famous movie actors, but not that many in this one. Him from Flash Gordon, Catherine Lee Scott from Dark Shadows. But anyway, she died, but she was revenged. Yes, she was. She was revenged. Or avenged. I don't know. Right, what are we up to now? What's this one? Two Faces of Evil, this one. So off we go. Next one. There we go. There's a road. I wonder where that one is. Oh, hang on, I've got to get rid of something. There we go. Let's get rid of that. Where's this one? Where's this one? The Two Faces of Evil. There we go. This is Rignall Road, which we've seen before in Great Hampton. It used to be wider back then than it is now. I will show you, as I am wont to do. Just bear with me while I shrink it down. I'll drag it over. That's what it looks like in the episode, Rignall Road. But as we scroll down to look at it now, obviously it's not as wide now, is it? Is it? No, the road looks about the same width. But the farmer's obviously extended his field a little bit, and now the hedgerow comes all the way to the edge of the road for some reason. And the next bit we're going to see is on National Cycle Route 57, again, which we've seen several times in this series. Obviously, they've got popular places that they like to go and film on. So there we go. Anyway, so here we go. A car driving right down the road. There we go. They're all singing in the car, happy families. I've no idea that any of these actors and actresses are. Let's have a look. It doesn't even say. It doesn't even say in the Wikipedia. I haven't got IMDb open, but anyway, never mind. They're all singing and being happy. On their way, they're on their way on holiday. That's what they're doing. The family, what they're called, I can't remember. Martin and Janet Lewis and their son David. That's who they are. Look, all singing. Oh, we're all going on holiday and having a good old time. Wonder if that sign's still there. Butler's Cross, Stoke Mandeville. I wonder if it shows it on here. Let's have a look. Where have I put it? There it is. Is it going to show it? Stop doing that. Stop it. You blooming thing. Screw up. That's what I'll look. Oh, not that way. I want to get to that street sign that's over the other side of the road. Here we go. We're nearly there. There it is. Look. Zoom in. Stoke Mandeville, Butler's Cross. But they've changed the sign. It's a newer sign, isn't it? But anyway, so there we go. So that's where it is. What is it? National Cycle Route 57. We've seen that sign before. Look, Great Missenden, we've filmed in there, haven't we? In Great Hampton. Speen. It's a great name, a great English town name. I'm from Speen. Sounds like a vital organ. Anyway. Right, so they're going on holiday. And he's saying to David, which way is it we're going? Because David's the navigator, but he's more interested in his toy aeroplane. So anyway, so he says, go left. It says, right, left. Yes, no, left, right, left. But she looks out and she sees a figure. She's going to see it. Hang on, I've missed it. There you go. She sees a man in a yellow Macintosh standing by the road. What the hell's that? Is it a tree? It's a tree stump, isn't it? It's like the roots of a tree or something. Anyway, they obviously thought it looked interesting. Anyway, she just sees him standing there. There you go. She obviously thinks it's weird. Nobody else notices. And the carry-on, there he goes, disappeared now. The carry-on. Are they in Is this a Marina? A Morris Marina. Is it going to show it driving away? It's not showing us the name of the car on the back. Yes, it is. There we go. A Morris Marina, or is it Austin Marina? Might be in Austin by this time. Because you can tell by the door handles. They used them same door handles on pretty much every make of car that they did back in the 80s. Did Austin Morris. But anyway, right, so they carry on driving. It's raining now, and still on their way. And then the hitchhiker, there we go, just steps out in front of them. They nearly hit him, but not quite. Anyway, so they stop and say, we'll give him a lift. And she's saying, no, we don't give him a lift. But he says, yes, we will. Hop in. And he just open the door, and in he gets, and they carry on driving. He says, where are you going? We're not going far. And he goes, oh. See if it does it. Point. And then he just starts attacking him. Is he going to show it now? Yes, he starts attacking, I forgot his name, Martin. We see he's got a really long nail on one of his hands. Is he going to show it, for crying out loud? There we go. See, he's got a really long nail on his ring finger. But that has no bearing at all on the film, really. But it's supposed to be an identifying thing. But do they forget about it? We'll see later on. Because we know what's going to happen. Anyway, they crashed the car. A cool stunt, I must admit. Maybe they just thought it's the penultimate episode. We've got a bit of extra cash. We'll do a car stunt. There we go. Oh no, let's roll a car over. Way cool. And it is like for British TV. You don't see a lot of this on British TV. Stunts and stuff. Anyway, so there we go. And the car's just lying there. And then, get the opening titles. Day, 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 day. There's Willie Rushton up on the roof. Two faces of evil. This is about doppelgangers, by the way. That's a scary statue. Anna Calder Marshall, so she'll be playing, I forgot her name already. What did I say she was called? Janet. She'll be playing Janet Lewis. Gary Raymond is Martin Lewis. Has he been in Space 1999? I'm going to look him up. I'm sure I've seen him in Space 1999. Gary Raymond, film actor. Yes, it is him. What's he been in? IMDb. Come to my rescue. Oh, yes, he's been in Jason and the Argonauts. He played a Castus in Jason and the Argonauts. Were the kind of the main baddie in that. Yes, of course. He's been in loads of stuff, actually. He's been in House of the Dragon recently, a couple of years ago. Played the High Septon in that. But have I seen him in Space 1999? I want to know. That's what I'm thinking of. I've seen him. But yes, Jason of the Argonauts, been in that. UFO. He played Colonel John Gray in UFO. I love UFO. What we're looking for? Space 1999. No, he hasn't been in Space 1999 according to IMDb. No, he hasn't. Right, fair enough. So he's been in everything except what I thought he were in. Right, anyway. So he were a Castus in Jason and the Argonauts, who were the son of the evil king. Anyway. Guest stars, Pauline Delaney, Philip Latham, Jenny, don't know who they are. But anyway, who wrote this one? Ranald Graham. I bet he's posh. Name like Ranald. Or I bet he's old crust. I bet he wears tweed and stuff like that. He's got a big beard. Smokes pipes. I'm going to look him up. I'm guessing it's a he. Ranald Graham. Writer. Ranald Graham. Is there a picture of him? He died in 2010. Was Scottish, so with a name like Ranald, I suppose. Wrote for The Sweeney, The Professionals, Dempsey and Makepeace. And he was born in Borneo, of all places, to Scottish parents. There's no photos of him. Let's have a look. Images. Oh, there we go. He's got a beard, not a big bushy beard, and I can't see him wearing a pipe. Oh, there's an obituary here in The Guardian. Got a cigarette in his gob. Anyway, whatever. Where were we? And who directed this one? Oh, for Pete's sake. Alan Gibson. We've had him before, and I forgot. Did he do Dracula AD 1972 or another one he did? I can't remember. Anyway, off we go. Right, she wakes up in hospital. There you go. She's been lucky. She's got a bump on the head. But her husband's not quite so lucky. There's the kid. There he is waiting. I'm guessing she's just been overnight. She keeps having these flashbacks to the accident and to things that may or may not have happened. I don't know if she's imagining things sometimes, but anyway, she just keeps having these flashbacks. Which you do, don't you? You do have, like, when something traumatic happens, you do have, like, quick flashes of, you know, the incident, don't you? Anyway, so this goes... there you go, she gets a dressing gown on. They're going to take her to see her husband, who's had to have surgery because something went into his neck. I can't remember what, but he had to have surgery on his neck. I forgot to put the subtitles on, haven't I? So give us clues about what's going on. Where were we? He was very, very lucky. Hang on. Oh, there we go. Glass from the windscreen in his throat. That's he's had to have surgery for that. But he can't talk. Bit of a clue. Remember the passenger. Oh! But anyway, and some bruising. But anyway, they don't know anything about another passenger, by the way. So she goes and sees him. There he is, staples, whatever, stitches in and all that stuff. But he can't talk. So anyway, and we see that his right hand is all bandaged up. But there's a doctor who looks like Ranald Graham. Maybe he is, I don't know. But looks like he could be called that, doesn't he? But anyway, he says, "We'll have you out of here in a jiffy," and all that stuff. He can't see what his right hand looks like. So she's like thinking, ooh, what's going on? Anyway, so, she's telling them all about that. They picked up a lunatic who attacked them and all that stuff. And I think the dude, somebody else, the other passenger was killed or something like that. Because the police arrive. The police here. They want to talk to her. There's the policeman. So she's telling him all about it. Her son doesn't seem to remember anything about it. Pardon me. So anyway, they've got a body. She's describing what they were wearing. The passenger, the lunatic, and there's what's left of their luggage. Anyway. So they're looking, all scattered about and all that stuff. He says, your husband was fighting for your lives. That's what he's saying. So and then she starts thinking back. I don't know if she saw it or not. But look, they seem to be fighting. I don't know if she's imagining it. I don't know. But anyway. They found the body. It was some distance from the accident. And they want her to go and identify it. So obviously she's got dressed now, look. So I was taking her down. Oh, she's having another flashback there. Where was it? There it is. Ah! And I never saw his face. So they go and have a look. And she doesn't say, obviously it's her husband, isn't it? It's exactly the same face as the other fella. With the same scarring and everything. And obviously, but this one is dead. But she doesn't say anything. She goes, I've never seen him before in my life. Never. And she's not remembering the weird fingernail yet. But there you go. She's having another flashback. There you go. I could identify his hand. His right hand had a weird long fingernail. And then he says he can't because he ain't got his right hand. That's missing. Luckily. Or conveniently, should I say. But there you go. It might be taken by an animal. A fox or a badger, perchance. But anyway, there we go. Showing her thinking back. David's doing a jigsaw in the Ward sisters' office. By the way, where is this hospital? It looks to be, I think we've been here before in this hospital. I think it's one of the buildings we've been to before. Let's scroll down and see where we've been. The hospital, yes, it's Hampden House. We've been there many times in Hammer House of Horror. There it is, showing it. But we've usually been on the outside of it, but now we're on the inside and a bit on the outside later. Because see, one of the outer doors, it looks nothing like a hospital door. But anyway, Hammer stuff always has dramatic expressions in stuff. Yes, they do. Bit of overacting, which is cool. Anyway, Davy's doing a jigsaw in the ward sister's office. And she comes to get him. I haven't finished my jigsaw. There we go. So they're going to go and see Dad. And she says, I'll get you out of here, darling, or whatever. She's going to break him out of hospital. I don't know. But she's going out and getting some stuff there. She goes somewhere, I don't know, buy some bags. I think, what are these? But they're just bin liners, big plastic bags. And here she is heading into the hospital. Sees this nurse. That looks like, what's her name? I'm going to have to look this episode up on IMDb. She was in Star Wars. She's popular on the UK convention circuits. Now, I can't remember her name. I've met her loads of times. Apologies if she's watching. Probably isn't. What is it? Hammer House of Horror. Pam something she's called. Pam Rose. It looks like Pam Rose. I'm going to see if it is her. What is it? The two. Oh, if I can spell. There's no P in two, is there? Two Face of Evil. IMDb. Is she going to have a credit? Yes. Pam Rose, nurse, uncredited. She was in Star Wars. Right, I will click on her. She was in the original Star Wars, in the cantina. I can't remember the name of a character. You barely see it, but she got an action figure. Lee Sub Serling. Look her up. She was in that. She's also in Superman. The original Superman, or Superman 2. Maybe both. I don't know. But there she is. There's Pam Rose. Where were we? Oh, yes, she's coming back into the hospital. Doesn't show that... We see the door. You see there, look, that's not a hospital door. This is a big, oldie, medieval wooden door. Hospitals have, like, electric doors and glass doors, whatever. But anyway. So she goes up, she's taking the carrier bags, bin like, whatever, and she's grabbing all their stuff from the car and just shoving it all in carrier bags. I'm doing it. They want to help her. I'm doing it myself. She's a bit crazy. But anyway, she's dragging all these bags out. They're just watching her. She drags them back to the car. Over all this gravel. They don't burst open. Must be good plastic bags. If it were me, they'd all be bursting open and bits would be flying everywhere. I can't even take a bloody bag out of the bin. It's splitting. Anyway. He says, I think we're lucky. We had all this stuff. Save physical media every chance you can. The AI news right now is scary. Not so much AI's fault, but those in control of it. AI's going to take over and murder us all. Is AI. But anywho. But not before I get a few more songs done for my song channel. My music channel. But I do write the lyrics myself. But I can't sing and I can't play any instruments. That's why I use AI for that. Right, where were we? Oh, yes, she shoves all the bags in the back of the car. Off they go. I wonder what that says. I bet it doesn't say anything to do with the hospital. It looks like conservatory or something. I don't know. But anyway, because it's not a hospital. Right, she heads back to the... I know. She's going to where they were going on holiday. Is this the same cottage that were in the previous episode? It blooming looks like it to me. Let's have a look. Oh, not on that one, am I? Let's have a look. There we go. Now then, does it say hospital car park? Oh, Link Road, Great Missenden. Well, we didn't see that bit, did we? There we go. Janet and Martin's cottage, unnamed road. Hang on. Is it a different cottage? Oh, must be a different cottage, but with a thatched roof, just like the other one. Oh, yeah, because it's not yellow, is it? The other one were painted yellow, wasn't it? So it is a different thatched cottage. There must be 10 a penny down there. But anyway, so that's in Great Hampden. Josh Temple says, need to bounce. My truck broke down. Need to find a way home. Blimey, crikey. Hope you all have a great weekend, or at least one that's better than mine. Yes. Well, best of luck, Josh. Hope you get it sorted out as quickly as possible. And be safe. Be safe. And remember to watch out for men in yellow Macintoshes that might be a doppelganger. You never know. Anyway, best of luck. Best of luck. I hope you get home safe. Crikey. And it's probably because you're in America, you're probably about 50 miles from anywhere. There's probably the big bears and bloody cougars running around. Not like in the UK where you're never more than like a mile from another person. But anyway, back to the episode. Right, they've arrived at this cottage. Oh, excuse me, yardie. It must be early spring. Are they daffodils? No, they're not daffodils. Are they the big daisies or something? I thought they were daffodils. Right, this is I think it's a cottage they were going to rent, because remember they were going on holiday, and this is the cottage that they're renting. These are the people. There must be farmers or something, because if you need anything, the farmhouse is just up the road. So they're helping them out and all that stuff. So there we go. It's a nice little cottage and all that jazz. There you go. If you need anything, cut to the farms up that path there. So okay. And all that, but then now she's just going to burn all the stuff for some reason. I don't know why, but she's going to burn all that stuff. Just get rid of it. Maybe she's thinking it'll get rid of the memories. We don't know what happened to the car. I'm guessing the police have got the car. I don't know, but we never see it again. And she's got another car. I don't know where she got that one either. Maybe she rented it. Anyway, Justin says, I like some of the useful things AI does, but what they want it to do, I'm dead set against. Sorry, getting on my soapbox. I apologise, just care for my human family. We're all doomed. We're all doomed, Justin. We're all going to be in the Matrix soon. Plugged in. But, you've got to laugh, haven't you? Anyway, let's have another flashback of the accident to make sure we're still going. Yeah. Any comments on? Oh, yawning again. Oh, you well. Oh, blimey, all right. Oh, dear. Right. Where were we? All right, another flashback of the accident. There we go. She's seeing the lunatics stomping on their luggage. I'm guessing she's imagining that. And that's why she's burning everything, to get rid of it. Get rid of the memories. So she goes, there you go. She sets fire to this bit of paper here, and then throws the bit of paper on. The bit of paper drops off, falls off, not lit, but then everything lights up. See if we see it. Hang on. You ready? Here we go. There we go. And look, and it's not lit anymore, but then everything else sets alight. It must be movie magic. I don't know, but... Anyway, everything's burning away. He's watching, thinking, burn, burn. Let's have another flashback. There we go. Right. Oh, and she sees, I think David sees his plane burning. I think we get a shot of it, I think, do we? Or maybe not. Oh, there it is. There you go. His plane, because he'd asked for it earlier on. But no, burn the bugger. I'll get you another one, but she doesn't say that. Right, so I think she's getting. We're back with Martin in hospital. He gets out of bed. The other patient saying hello, and he looks at himself in the mirror. Remember, he can't talk, and we can't see his right hand. And I was looking at, thinking the bandaged the wrong hand, but I thought, no, because it's a mirror image, isn't it? So whatever. Here's Dr. Ranald, that's what I'm going to call him. I don't know if he's called that. asking if he's feeling better. They're basically going to send him on his way. She's going to come and pick him up now. Going to go carry on their holiday. You'd have thought they'd just gone home, wouldn't you? But no, they're going to carry on their holiday. Maybe they're from the other side of the country. But here he comes, bringing him home in an ambulance, and a nurse is going to visit him to change his dressings and all that stuff. But here he comes, and remember he can't talk. I just keep reiterating that. And an electric cooker. I've got gas. We've got gas cooker. I've got gas. I know I'm always burping, but anyway. I'm going to be Neo. We're not doomed. I enjoy your songs. Keep writing, brother. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. When I read that, I'm going to be Neo, I was thinking, well, you're going to be near Earth orbit. Neo. The Matrix. I'll be that fella. I forgot his name. Him that wanted to go back in. Cypher. I'd be Cypher. I said, plug me back in. Ignorance is bliss. Anyway. Right, so they're bringing Martin back to the cottage. There they are. Taking him up to his room. Blah, blah, blah. We can see, I don't think his hand's bandaged, but they never look at it. She gives him a bell. Says, because he obviously can't speak. So if you need anything, tinkle this bell. And they're all having fun. It's not showing us his right hand. Right, so it's night time. There they are. Having a nice time. You can tell something's up, can't you? Anyway. But you can say, look, it's not bandaged up now, so why are we not looking at his, he should have a long fingernail. Because obviously now we know this is the doppelganger, isn't it? This is the evil, the two faces of evil, remember? This is the evil version of Martin. The good version is in the morgue. But anyway, it's taking him up to bed. Up this, like a bloody spiral staircase or something. Anyway, so sorts him out. Sorts out. Here we go. David, have you cleaned your teeth? What's he saying there? You still haven't bought any? Any what? Toothpaste, does he mean? I don't know. Let's have a go back and listen. Can't remember this conversation.
Have you cleaned your teeth? You still haven't bought any.
What, teeth?
So get some toothpaste tomorrow.
Right. Do you think he fluffed his lines there? You still haven't bought any toothpaste, I think you're supposed to say. We'll get some tomorrow. But she covered for him because she's a professional and he's a bratty little child actor. Anyway. Just he said, ha, Steve, no, but if you want to be in the Matrix, okay. But if people don't let them be free. Be free, we'll just be eating that bloody slop. Living in hovering submarines, hovercraft, wherever they are. And eating that slop. But anyway. Where were we? Right, so takes him to bed. Gets in bed with him. Don't know if she's wanting. Oh right, yes, she does. She sees he's got the fingernail. Yeah, it showed it finally. He's got the fingernail. She's like, no, it's you. And he's like, oh, but then just rolls over. She rolls out of bed. Now she knows that is the doppelganger. Finally showed his long fingernail. Right, so there you go. She's got a knife now. She's going to go up and confront him. More flashbacks. I think she's fainted or something or whatever. I don't know. And he's ringing the bell, and he's. I think he looks at it. I think shows his finger again. I think it's okay. I think does it? Pointing at his mouth. Or is he not? I don't know. I can't remember. I'm sure we see his hand at one point and he hadn't got a long fingernail. And I don't know. But anyway. Mummy, why have you got that knife? I hate bloody child actors. Especially the really posh ones. I wonder if they're going to be really, in this new Harry Potter series, I wonder if they're going to be frightfully posh in that. Because they were in the movies, weren't they? But anyway. It's Leviosa, not Leviosa. I wonder if they're going to be like that. Anyway. She's still got the knife. So she's all suspicious. Obviously, he's not speaking. His teeth look okay there, by the way. He shows his teeth there. Look, they look fine, don't they? Just saying that for no reason. Anywho, look, he's lurching about, and he flakes out because obviously he's not well. I'm going to see he's not showing his bloody finger again, is it? Just show it. Anyway, here comes the nurse. Here comes the nurse, the district nurse or whatever. Has come to see him, change his dressings. Maybe we'll get a look at his hand now. We see her faffing about with him. Is it going to show it? Is it going to show his other hand? Because I'm sure it looks normal next time we see it. But anyway, she's asked for some clothes from the hospital that they lent them, so she goes to get them. I thought she'd burnt them, to be honest, but she doesn't. She goes to get them. Is it going to... Hang on. So, anyway... There you go, she's having a go. Oh, no, it's there. I think, does she trim it? She might trim his nail, I don't know. Why has he got that long nail? Because he's evil, I suppose. Anyway. You know what? I don't remember this bit. I might have got distracted and forgot to pause it when I was watching earlier on. It does happen. It does happen. Yes, he's trimming his nail. And, it's like a big, massive, manky nail. But next time we see it, it'll look like all the others, even though it's obviously a false nail. But never mind that. There she is, she's checking that, trimming that. Anyway, right, all he needs now is God's clean air. So off we go. Ha ha ha. She's off to the local fete or something like a village fete. Or I don't know, she's doing something like that. She looks that sort, doesn't she? Anyway, off she goes. Right, so I think she's going to see his hand and see that he's got a normal nail. But first, she's heading. Have we got more scenery to check? Hang on, let's have a look. Where have we got to check? Yeah, here we go. There we go. Janet driving on Frith Hill. You can see it there, Frith Hill. I wonder if this is near where Richard Adams lived. The writer of Watership Down. Because he had Frith in Watership Down, didn't he? Frith was the god, the creator being of the rabbits or whatever, wasn't it? So there we go, Frith Hill, Great Missenden. So there we go. So what does that look like now? Wow, it's more or less the same-ish. Is there there isn't a street sign now though, is the same Frith Hill, unfortunately. But they've got rid of that. Never mind. Right, so back to the thing. Justin says, 81 years ago was D-Day. Yes, it was 81 years ago today, yes. I usually watch The Longest Day on D-Day and actually forgot today. Something you should watch, isn't it, I suppose, every 6th of June, either The Longest Day or Saving Private Ryan. Or Band of Brothers, episode 2. Episode 2 that were on D-Day, I think it was, wasn't it? Anyway, right, so she headed back into town. I don't know where she got a car from. I said, maybe it's a rental, I don't know. Anyway, looking for the ward sister. Oh, she's taking him with her. I didn't know she'd taken him with her. She wants to see, I don't know, the doctor or something. There he is. There's Pam Rose again. Yes, because she wants to go and look at that body again. And she has a look, and she thinks, oh, it's Martin, it's my husband, or whatever. And there's a doctor there now, and he's been all nice and consoling. And then he said, I'm sure it's my husband, and the man who's living with me is an imposter, doppelganger. And he starts talking about doppelgangers and stuff. And then she says, he's evil. And the doctor says, what about your husband's teeth? What were your husband's teeth like? He says, oh, they were perfect. He had good, strong teeth and all that. So he says, well, this fella here doesn't. And they go and have a look. But they were talking about, that's not your husband over there or whatever. They were talking about doppelgangers, a creature from another, plane of existence, an evil being that will replace you, etc. But then he asks about his teeth. There you go. Now, what about his teeth? So he's had good strong teeth, so they go and have a look at his teeth. And then we see, he's got manky teeth because he's British. And it says, obviously, this isn't your husband if he had good strong teeth. And it doesn't explain it. It genuinely doesn't explain why this one, which is her husband, I'm guessing, doesn't, has horrible teeth. I'm not entirely sure what's going on. But anyway, so she's happy now. She thinks, it is Martin at home after all, even though he had the long fingernail. But anyway, so off they go. They're all happy. They're heading back up Frith Hill. And they're all happy and all that. And I've been so silly. But then he smiles and he's got manky teeth as well. But we're British, we've all got manky teeth. Look. Even though British teeth generally, as a rule, Britain, the UK, dental health are among the best in the world. I think it's like 4th in the international league, something like that. Way above America. I'm sorry, I'm just telling you. That's the truth. Anyway, we see he's got his manky teeth. So it's like, oh no. So they're all freaking out now. So he is now. We now know that he is the doppelganger. There you go. He's going to throw a buffet at her. I've got a buffet that looks a bit like that down there that my brother made. So he throws that at her. There we go. Hey, hoi. And he's going to chase her around the farm. Oh, excuse me. Have a drink of water. We've got another bloody episode to go yet. And so anyway, chase her around. She hasn't got the keys for the car. They're in the house, so they've got to go. I think he traps his hand in the door. But now he's got a normal fingernail. Remember, he doesn't have the long fingernail. She runs off. She says to David, you run over somewhere else, and I'll draw him away. But there we go. They're in the woods and all that. Is it going to show us? Have we got a where they are? National Cycle Route. The farm is on National Cycle Route 57 again. There it is. Forester Garden. Oxmoor Farm it is, according to that. That's it. This is where they are. Is Oxmoor Farm, where they're doing all this running about. So chasing it. There we go. Help. There we go. They're at the farm now. I'm guessing this is where the old couple are. I don't know if we see them again. Maybe we do. I can't remember. She goes running into a barn. There we go. She sees David in the hay. Says, "Oh, thank goodness you're safe." Sorry, because I know what's coming. And says, "Thank God I found you." And then she looks at him and he goes, and he's got manky teeth as well. Hang on. I've gone too far now. She looks and sees dead David over there. He's got manky teeth. So doppelganger. So there's obviously lots of these doppelgangers about now. We're realising there's not just one. There's a plague of them. So anyway, so they go and try and get her. These two doppelgangers, we're going to call them. Don't let them near me. Look, we're normal. Anyway, an ambulance comes. Oh, there's the farmer. Who looks really familiar. I've got it on. I've still got it up here. Where are we? Farmer. Does it? Whatever. I don't know his name. Mr. Roberts. Yes. Doesn't have a picture. Typical. Never mind then. You do a lot of stuff better in the UK. I agree. Fish and chips. That's about it. That's about all we're good at. And Yorkshire pudding. I saw a video yesterday. Speaking of fish and chips and Yorkshire pudding. This chap, there's a YouTube channel called Rate My Takeaway, and he went and had fish and chips, mushy peas and gravy wrapped in a Yorkshire pudding, which was battered and deep fried, and he said it was amazing. Anyway, this episode is freaking me out. Just wait till we get to the next one. Anyway, right, so they've got an ambulance has come, they're taking her away. There's Pam Rose again. Met Pam several times. It's a very nice lady. Bit cheeky though, you know what I mean? Eye winking, dirty jokes and stuff like that. Anyway, right, so They got to the back of the ambulance. There's the district nurse and all the others, all there, staring at her. So, oh, we'll take you to hospital. You'll be okay now. Have they all got manky teeth? I don't know. It doesn't say. They're taking it off. There we go. You'll stay with me, won't you? Of course, my dear. So off they go in the ambulance. Says, I'll be okay. But then she looks and she sees the driver of the ambulance. Who could the driver of the ambulance be? It's her. Oh, Peter. It's her. She's got her own doppelganger. So it's like, no. Dun, 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 dun. That's the end of that. Not a happy ending. Everybody, all of the pod people. They do mention that in the episode. Like pod people. So are the aliens not necessarily, evil supernatural forces? Is it like Invasion of the Body Snatchers? Don't know. But they're replacing people in that town, it seems, and that's how it ends. So they just ripped off Invasion of the Body Snatchers, didn't they? Justice says, mushy peas, sorry, can't get into. Mushy peas are amazing, especially if they're done properly. Fish and chips are great. Peas are good, but mushy, no. Mushy, yes. Or chip shop curry. Have some chip shop curry. It's very nice as well, which I haven't had for a while. Although I do have some chip shop curry granules. It's not quite the same, but if in a pinch, I make it do. Anyway, is it something? Is it like something? It is like something. Evil AI will do. Good AI will help us. Hopefully they'll cancel each other out, and all will be harmony. Anyways, that's the end of that one. I'm not a huge fan of that episode. I've never been a fan of people getting replaced. I don't know why. Even though I do like the film Invasion of the Body Snatchers, and also it came from outer space. But when they do it in stuff like Star Trek, the episodes generally skip. But yeah, not the best episode. Not the best episode, in my opinion. Not as good as the previous one. But we've got worse to come. We've got worse to come, which we'll get to now. So, right, the last one is the Mark of Satan. So just bear with me while I sort it out. The Mark of Satan. I didn't like this one at all. This may be my least favourite episode of the entire series. And I actually went in thinking it was my favourite episode of the entire series. But on watching it, I was thinking, I kept looking at my watch thinking, God, it's got ages to go yet as this. But anyway, it's essentially an episode about mental health, I think. Not like Visitor from the Grave was with Kathleen Lee Scott. Have I gone? Am I back? I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I've got mental health issues and it's just a bit too too close to the mark. Anyway, off we go on the Mark of Satan. It's all about numbers, by the way, this episode. The protagonist of the episode is seeing connections with numbers, essentially the number 9, repeated over and over again. But it's really about him coming to the conclusions that it's all to do with evil and an evil virus. But is it? It doesn't make it clear. I think it's. We'll get to that at the end. Anyway, so we begin in a hospital. A man's been operated on, and at first I thought this was the main character because he actually kind of looks a bit like him, and I thought it was him, but apparently it's not. They're operating on his brain. I'm sure it is. I'm sure this is the fella that plays the main character. I wonder if they changed the script. I don't know. Anyway, they're operating on his brain. Apparently, he tried to kill himself by drilling a hole in his head to let out the pressure, let the evil out. And this apparently this is a doctor as well. I forgot his name. Dr. Holt, I think. Where are we? The Mark of Satan. The story opens with surgeons operating on a man's skull, The patient is Dr. Samuel Holt, a neurosurgeon himself. I don't remember him saying that in the episode, but anyway. That reminds me of the Jim Carrey movie about numbers. Yes, number 23. Was it 23? 26? I can't remember. That's to do with all them like famous people, isn't it? That died at the age of 23? Something like that, wasn't it? Whoa. And the cat's fighting outside. Anyway, where were we? Oh, yes, they're operating on his brain. And they're all, we're going in now, suction and all that stuff. But then he starts saying, leave my soul alone. I haven't put subtitles on, have I? There we go. He starts muttering, leave my soul alone. And then he dies on the operating table. There we go, they're saying it there. Where are we? Leave my soul alone. And then he just dies. He expires. 23, you're right. Underrated movie. I've only seen it once, and I quite enjoyed it. I thought it was alright. But I like Jim Carrey. I'm a Jim Carrey fan, even when he's doing his kind of more serious stuff. But I've only seen it once. Never got round to watching it again. Anyway, so he passes away. I'm sure he's played by the same chap that plays the main character. They look very much alike. Anyway, we see him again as a dead body. And I'm sure it's a different person. Anyway, right, off we go. The Mark of Satan. Who stars in this one? Again, the only person I know in it was Georgina Hale, who you'll recognise when we see it, if you remember Cockneys versus Zombies a few weeks ago. She was in that, obviously, as an older woman, one of the old people home residents, Georgina Hale. She's in this, but obviously much younger in this. Anyway, who wrote this one? Don Shaw. Do we know who Don Shaw is? I don't know. Let's list of episodes. Don Shaw. What else has he done? I'm yawning again. Survivors, Doom Watch. People go on about Doom Watch, and I don't think I've ever seen it. I think it was a 70s British sci-fi horror series, wasn't it? Or mini-series. I never got around to watching it. Yeah, TV stuff. TV stuff is written and directed by Don Lever. Do we know Don Lever? Has he done any others? Has he got a link? Oh, yes, he has. What else has Don Lever done? TV stuff, Avengers, Touch of Frost, Prime Suspect, stuff like that. Let's have a look. Anything else? Any movies? Has he done any movies? No. Fair enough. Right. Directed by Don Lever. Right, well, we're in hospital again. I bet this is Hampden House or whatever the hell they call it again. Oh, hang on, I've got to get rid of that one. Let's have a look. Let's have a look and see if we're in Hampden House. I bet it is. The inside of it, should I say. They're going to tell us. They don't actually tell us. Maybe they didn't. No, it's not on that website. Don't tell us where the interiors of the hospitals are. I bet it's Hampden House. The exterior, which you'll see, is actually a hospital. Pardon me. But we'll get to that. Truman Show. Yes, that's good. Man on the Moon, which I've not seen. I've not seen The Majestic either. Where his best serious films. To be honest, I think I don't think I've ever seen any other serious films of his apart from Number 23 and Truman Show. I could be wrong, but I haven't seen Man on the Moon because I want a big. I can't remember the comedian's name now. Andy, what's his face? Andy Kaufman. I've never been a big fan of his. I want a big fan of Taxi, so I never got round to watching that one. And The Majestic, again, never got round to watching it. So, anywho, so they're in hospital. Right, this fella is apparently a nurse. By the way, this is the main character. Here he is, who he's called. I can't remember. Edwin Bord. No, Rod. It says Bord there. Wikipedia, you've got it wrong. Edwin Rod. He's got some winnings from the sweepstake. They must have like a, what they call it, where they all put money in and pull a number out, and whoever wins, gets all the money, gets the pot. And it's supposed to be £16, but he says it's not. He says, no, you've got £9. It should be 16. Says, but there's been a mistake. There we go. It's £9, not 16. So anyway, so he's fed up to start with. Is Edwin. Anyway, by the way, he used to work in the operating theatre. He's an orderly in the hospital. He used to work in the operating theatre, but he's been moved to the mortuary now. He keeps looking up at this weather vane. Keeps looking up at that. And I'm thinking, because then we start here, when he looks up at that, we hear like voices, like a radio. And I'm thinking, did the writer of this, Don Shaw or whatever he's called, did he hear the stories of people hearing radio transmissions through their fillings or something like that? Because that's what happens when he looks up at that. Anyway, so here he's in the morgue, doing his work, putting the body in the fridge, or getting ready to do that. There's the body. Oh, and he takes the label off the shroud, and goes into the office and going to fill it in the book. And then this other fella comes, whose name is something or other. Markham, I think, is it? Yes, Markham. Tells him, no, you shouldn't do it there. You shouldn't take the label off the body. There he's filling it all in. It's the 10th of April, 1980. For some reason, or is it? No, it could be the 4th of October, couldn't it? It's probably the 4th of October. We're not Americans, are we? It's the 4th of October. Shows him writing that down. Samuel Holt, sex male, age 46. Oh, what was that? What does that say? William Cunningham died at 72. I'll not make that age. Anyway, plays pop with it. Says, but don't take it off. You've got to do it there. Take the ledger there and fill it in there. Or I'll just try and remember it. But anyway, so he's telling him, go put it back quick before the doctor finds out. He says, put him in number 9. That's empty. So there we go, number 9. All the number 9s are coming out. We've got £9. The sweepstake. Now he's writing number 9. In white pencil, not in chalk. But anyway, I said that because later on we see somebody try and rub it out, and it doesn't rub out. But because I'm now thinking, because it's not in chalk, it's in white pencil. But anyway, so that's on there, number 9. Right. So later, they're back in the mortuary getting ready to do an autopsy on Samuel Holt, I think. And here comes the doctor who's doing the autopsy, who is called Dr. Harris, who's a jovial kind of man, quipping and joking and all that stuff. And telling, let's get on with it. Oh, I've done that again, haven't I? Tell you, what am I like? There we go. Anyway, so they're doing the autopsy, and he's watching, live and learn, watch and learn, and within a couple of years he could be an assistant and earning loads of money like Mr. Markham here and all that stuff. It's where we learn he's trying to drill into his head and to get the evil out and all that stuff. He said, why would a man want to try to kill himself by drilling into his head? But anyway, so he's a bit curious about that, but. Anyway, so there we go. They're taking his brain out. They didn't show it. It's not that gory. But anyway. So now there he's sewing him back up again from, I don't know, whatever they took out from there. I don't know. Maybe it's his Y incision. I don't know. He's always telling him he's doing stuff wrong. Is Markham. He says, oh no, you're doing that wrong. It needs to be 9 stitches every 3 inches. There you go. So the number 9's popped up again. And 3 as well, which is the square root of 9. Anyway, so he's doing that. Oh, and then he pricks his finger. With the needle. So he runs it under the tap, puts some iodine on. There we go, and a plaster. And then he comes back. And he says, what's up with your fingers? And I pricked it. He said, what, sewing up after the autopsy? Get yourself to casualty. The emergency room. And they'll deal with you. Need the tetanus shot, etc. So off you go. So anyway, and he tells him about Holt. He sees Dr. Harris again, and Dr. Harris has learned from the police that the reason for Holt's self-operation was to relieve some evil or something, an imaginary pressure within his head. He thought it was like an evil virus or something like that. There you go. Brought on by what he thought was an evil virus. And apparently it was going to eat a baby. Apparently we're going to learn that later. Right. So only way he could relieve it was to drill into his head, much like Egon in Ghostbusters. Did he think he had? Because he was going to drill into his own head, wasn't he? Apparently. Anyway, so that's set his mind. His mind's a whirl. He seems quite rational at the moment, but then suddenly, something flips inside him, and is mental for the rest of the episode. We've seen more nines there. Look, 99 there. There's Holt's brain in a jar. He's asking about his mum. He must know his mum. Because Edwin still lives with his mother, who apparently is deaf or nearly deaf. She's got a hearing aid. But anyway, so off they go. He looks up at the weather vane, hearing the noises. I missed it. There he is, looking up at the weather vane, hearing the distorted voices. Anyway, so off he goes. And he starts seeing people in sunglasses. And he kind of thinks that people in sunglasses are evil as well. Anyway, then he gets home. He lives at number 9. Much like that TV series, Inside Number 9, one of the best shows on the BBC have ever made. Reese Shearsmith and Steve Pemberton, Inside Number 9. I'm sure it's on BBC iPlayer or I don't know, BBC America or whatever. I don't know what you have over there, but watch them. There's a few seasons of it or series of it. Amazing stuff, Inside Number 9. Anyway, he goes home. He lives at number 9 with his mum, and they rent out other rooms. They've got another. This is where Georgina Hale lives. She rents a room from them. There she is. She's got a baby, and don't know what the baby's name is, but she's saying, "I've got the rent. I've got that job, and I've got the rent, and all that stuff." But she wants to look after him. There's his mother. She's horrible to him, always having a go at him, and all that. Don't want to talk to her. We had names for fluses like her in my day. Yeah, we used to have names for things like her. Anyway, I said, "Did you get me my batteries for my hearing aid?" "Yes, I did." Anyway, she's going on at him, and he's going, "Shut up, leave me alone, stop talking." And he's thinking back about leave my soul alone, because the story had got round about it. Holt on the operating table saying that. Anyway, he goes upstairs. What's he doing there? Don't know. Cleaning the sink or something. I don't know. Got some vim. Why is he cleaning the sink? I have no idea. Oh no, he's scrubbing his that's it. He's putting some bleach, because vim is is cleaning stuff, on his injury to clean it out. Because he thinks he's been infected with the virus now, and he kind of gets all obsessive and I think it's crazy about it, if you ask me. I'm sure. I've just noticed it now. When I was a kid, I'm sure we had that. That thing hung up in our living room. Or somewhere in the house. I'm sure I remember seeing that somewhere when I was a kid in our house. But anyway, back to, can't remember her name. What's her name? Stella. Doing some ironing. He goes up to see her, I think, to get the rent off her. She goes and knocks on the door. She says, "Oh, hello, Steve." "Oh, Mr. Rod. I thought it was somebody else." She's got a fancy man called Steve. It's not me. So he comes in, gets the rent for him. And she's got Georgina Hale. That's even though she's, I don't know, I wouldn't say she's hideously ugly, but she's not, in my opinion, very attractive. When she was young. But she's got a very seductive voice. Let's see if we can hear her talking.
Oh, thanks.
See what I mean? She's got a very seductive voice. she going to say anything. You can tell she's interested in him. But anyway, he starts... Oh, I forgot to mute it again. He starts telling her all about his theory about this evil thing and that everybody's in on it and they're out to get him and all that. And he kind of... He's mental, and she's obviously thinking he's mental. Saying, you know, they want to infect him with this virus and they're all in on it. And it's all to do with the number 9, and 9 on the body stands for death, and what's that? The number 9, the money should have been 16, but it was 9, and he lives at number 9, and all that stuff. It's complete. 3 9s is 27. 2 and 7 makes 9, which is a weird thing, isn't it, in maths or arithmetic? Any number you multiply by 9, if you get 2 digits out of it, which you should do. The sum of them 2 digits is 9. You know, 9 nines is 81. 8 and 1 is 9. It's spooky, isn't it? Only with 9. But anyway, so it's trying to tell, but she's obviously not interested in it. She gives him the money. She says the £10 there. So he's telling her all about it. Being crazy, being a bit too serious. She's weird hot. Yeah, I suppose so. It's what we would say in America. Yeah. She's not like traditionally attractive, is she? But you know, she's not hideously ugly either. You know, but she's got this weird, kind of seductive voice. Hang on.
Evil come.
She's not speaking now. Typical. Anyway, never mind. Says, can't you call the police? No, they're in on it and all that stuff. But anyway, he suggests, he puts his mother, your mother's horrible to you, put her in a home and, you know, we'll live here together and all that stuff. They go, I'm giving you facts. He gets crazy, you know, shouting and all that. Anyway, off he goes. All right, she says, I'll look out for the sunglasses. The voice and attitude makes her sexy, yes, I suppose so. Anyway, here comes Steve. Oh, there he is. I know. There he is, there's Steve. And he goes up, says, hello, Steve. And you're laughing and giggling, and he thinks they're laughing and giggling about him. Anyway, goes back in with his mother, gives her the rent. That's his dad, who apparently died many years earlier of meningitis. But we learn. So anyway, this is the bit where he's wanting to rub out the name on the look. He tries to rub it, not rubbing it out at all. I think it was supposed to be chalk, but they give him a white pencil. Anyway, right. So they're putting this coffee. I think Holt is in there. Dr. Holt is in there. They're putting him in the back of this hearse, which he notices the number plate on it. There we go. It's got 927. I wonder if that were a coincidence. Or is that not a real number plate? I don't know. But did the hearse that they rented just happen to have the number plate of 927? Number 9, 2 and 7 is 9, obviously. I don't know, but does it? Do I have a? Oh no, I'm on a different one, aren't I? Never mind. Never mind. Anyway, whatever. He notices that. So that only adds to his paranoia. There we go. 927. And then that chap comes out from earlier on. There we go. Gives him £7. It says T for some reason. I don't know why. But £7. They had a meeting, decided, to give him the other £7, to make it up to 16. So he says, "Oh, then you're not one of them or something. I thought you were one of them." Or he says, "I need to talk to you." He says, "Oh, well, I've got to rush. I've got stuff to do. We'll talk later, okay?" And I don't think he ever does. Looks up again at the weather vane. There we go. And so now he's doing some workings out now. He's working out. He's doing some numerology. So he's done the alphabet into numbers, obviously to get one number for each, letter or whatever. And he's working out his own name and Holt's name. So what's he got? E equals 9. Because that's the numbers. Then Samuel Holt's, his name adds up to 9 as well. It shows it in a minute. Because I think it's 36. I think his numbers add up to. There we go, 36, which is 9 as well. Maybe everybody's does. I don't know. But that only, sets him off again. Right, so he's mopping up in the morgue. Anyway, so talking to Dr. Harris about it again. Oh, he's asking him about what are the symptoms for meningitis. And he says, vomiting, headache, sudden onset. Why? No reason. So off he goes. So he thinks that they gave him meningitis. Why has he got his tax disc right in the middle of his windscreen? He usually have them in the corner here or there, but usually there. But right in the middle, look. It runs out in 1981, in June 1981. So his car's taxed. Puts the radio on. You just hear like, the police band on the radio. You don't really hear anything. He goes to visit Samuel Holt's grave. He hasn't got a proper headstone yet because he's been buried. And he goes into the church, and then we see that the vicar or whatever he is playing the organ. And he gets all overacty here now. Are you ready? Oh, here we go. Hang on. It's that stupid, is it? Oh, I laughed out loud. He says, "Can I help you?" And he does that.
Cure me!
Cure me! Ah! As I said, it's an episode about mental health, isn't it? Anyway, so that's telling the vicar, whatever he is, all about what's going on. And his dad, and he thinks they killed his dad of meningitis. And obviously the priest doesn't believe him, really. And it reads him from the book of Revelation, because he says it's all to do with the number 9. He says, no, the number of evil is 666. And he says, no, well, don't you understand? 666 is 999 backwards, and 3 6s are 18, and 1 and 8 makes 9, and blah, blah. It all goes back to number 9. There you go. So he says, oh, no, I'm going. And as he's leaving, he looks round and sees the hymn numbers, 9, 18, 36. So that, get in on it. So he goes running out. He goes, I get overacting again. He goes running out of the church. Look. Oh, oh my God. Oh, that's the priest saying that. Oh my God. Right, so he's gone to the library now and he's reading the old newspapers about what Holt did. Apparently it must have been a big thing because it's in the newspapers. This neurosurgeon, voices were telling him to eat a baby that'd get rid of the evil. There we go. So that eating the baby would drive out the devil within him, and he was going to do it, but the police stopped him. So there we go. So I'm guessing there must have been some sort of trial or whatever. I don't know, but did he collapse? And or before that, I don't know. Or maybe when the police came to arrest him, that was when he drilled his head. I don't know. It doesn't explain it. But anyway, he goes back home. Then we see Steve and Stella watching out the window. But then they're arguing. And he says, I'm going, you can have her. So Steve and Stella are broken up. And then she comes down and says, come up, I'll make you. Sexy voice, are you ready?
You laughed at me.
Oh, not yet, hang on.
Hello, Evelyn. Come up.
Come on, make a nice cup of tea. He says in a minute. In a minute. There we go.
Both. Nice cup of tea.
Nice cup of tea. So she's soon got over Steve, hasn't she? She's soon got over Steve. And he goes up, But she's going to make him a cup of tea. And she's saying, put your mother in an old people's home and I'll look after you. Because Steve's gone now. I'll look after you. Because this little room is not big enough for me and my baby. So he decides what he's going to do. He's been all mad and crazy. You see, looking at the baby, by the way, probably. Mother comes home. He goes down and she turns round and he kills her. He stabs her. Like that. There you go. With a knife. Kills his mother. And she comes down. Oh, you've killed her. What you going to do? There you go. And you get rid of evil. Anyway. So he says, what we're going to do? So they decide to just put her in the freezer. They just happen to have a big empty chest freezer. Did it have anything in it? I don't know. But if it were my chest freezer, it'd be full of fish fingers and all sorts of stuff, beef burgers. Steak Canadians, I'm into them at the minute. But anyway, shove it in the freezer, and it hasn't got a lock on it, apparently. Does chest freezers have locks on? I don't know. That one doesn't. And they said, we'll just have to say she wandered off. And that's it. So now Stella's kind of moved into the downstairs part of the house, and then the priest arrives at the door. Edwin's hidden, he's hidden himself away, and she said, "I don't think he's in." So anyway, we learned that this priest is worried about him. Does he have a name? I can't remember. Does it say? Father McIntosh, of course. Father McIntosh. Anyway, so they go in and tell him that he's done this story about all these numbers and all that stuff, and an evil virus and all that. And hang on, and he says, "Well, get him to call me. I'm worried about him." And anyway, he didn't get her there; just made a jump. Oh, you're there? I thought you were out. So it wasn't you fighting. I heard cats fighting outside. Justin says, this is so crazy. It gets crazier, mate. It gets crazier. Where were we? Oh, she's talking to a baby. She's got a baby. She's going, I could eat you up. I could eat you up. Eat you, and all that. Eating babies. Anyway, right, he's at work. What are they talking about number 9 for? I don't know. Yes. Golf is off. Dr. Harris is off to play golf. 9 holes or 18 holes. So they go about 9 or 18. So that pricks his ears up. They missed a trick here, didn't they? They should have had these gloves. They should have been number 9 size, shouldn't they? But they missed a trick there. Anyway, so he goes running off. He goes outside, goes back home, and he's freaking out. As though he's like having a heart attack or something, or some sort of seizure. Anyway, she's there saying, I've been to the hairdressers. Do you like my hair? And then she has a look at her hair. And she just happens to have big, massive 666 curls on her hair. Do you like my hair? And anyway, so he flakes out, and he comes to, he's in hospital, and then he's like in and out of consciousness, and they're all around him talking, and all the doctors and stuff, and even Steve's there, and they're all that talking as though it's all been part of a plan, and there's some sort of cult, and they've been sort of grooming him to to get this evil virus that they've all got or whatever. But it's not working with him. This priest is putting the mockers on their plan. And she's got this baby. I'm guessing, I don't think it's her baby. She says, you've had the baby 3 months. So I'm guessing it's a baby they've stolen or whatever, or kidnapped or whatever. I'm guessing. I don't think it actually says. But, we did what was asked. Anyway. But apparently he's in hospital for, is it 3 months or something like that. But they, as though they're doing this cult stuff. There we go. They took him in and tried to get him to eat the baby, but it didn't happen because then the priest is going to come in and save him. Is he dreaming this? I have no idea. They've got, this is real. And the priest comes in, all the lights red. He's got a big, massive cross, saving him. Drives them all out, and then like baptizes him or whatever. But then she comes in, does Stella, and tears out the priest's throat. She's all growling and snarling. She's supposed to be the whore of Babylon, I think. But there you go, and it's all scary. And then he's in hospital again. He's dreaming, I think. And then 3 months or something like that supposed to have passed. It'll tell us in a minute. 3 months, yes. He's been in hospital for 3 months, and now he's all cured. And apparently, he's had some sort of mental break. They're saying, but he's responded well to drugs, and he's ready in a few days to go back home and continue his go back to work and all that stuff. And everything's back to normal and doesn't remember anything. I think it asked him about does number 9 mean anything or something. Yes. Does the number 9 mean anything? She goes, no, don't remember any of it. We've removed the trigger. So he's getting ready to go back to work, and they're going to put him back to work in the operating theatre. They're taking him out of the mortuary. So he says, yeah, thanks. Right, so off he goes home. He goes back home. She comes out. She hasn't got her mad hair anymore. She calls him Mr. Rod, not Edwin. So glad you're back. And I thought, is she not going to have a baby now? Because she got this, I thought they were going to make us think that this was the baby, but it's not. It's just a bundle of clothes. But she does still have the baby. There it is. She'd been paying the rent into the bank and all that, even though he's been in hospital for 3 months. But he starts having thoughts, memories and all that stuff. Oh, he's back at work here, and this one's reading in the newspaper about a mystery virus that at the hospital in the mortuary that they've shut down. So I think that sets him off again, and then he starts hearing the voices again. He goes home, something's up, and then he starts having memories of his mother, and so he realises what he did. There he goes, remembering. And she's saying, no, don't go. And he goes and looks, she's obviously still in the freezer, so we don't see it. But he's like, no! Anyway. So then he sees, then obviously his vision's gone. Is this real? I don't know. The sacrament, Edwin, eat of my flesh, and all that stuff. It's the only cure. Eat the baby. But obviously he doesn't. Well, I don't think he does because we don't see it again. Anyways, back at work in the operating theatre, the nurse says, lock up. After you finish cleaning up, lock up and put the keys in my drawer. So, okay. So he locks up and then he gives himself an injection. I'm guessing it's a local anaesthetic in his head. And then gets a drill out and drills himself. There we go. Starts drilling into his own head. Do you want to hear the most horrid noise in the world? And then we cut to dissolve to the operating theatre, and now they're operating on his head. I'm sure it was him at the beginning. They decided it was going to be a different person at the beginning, but so obviously somebody's found him. He's tried to drill into his head, and now they're doing the same thing again. And then he's having the same thoughts. Leave my soul alone, and then it ends. Was it all in his head? I think it probably was. I think it was just he had mental problems. That's what I think. Didn't like that episode. It was more fun going through it than actually watching it. Because it did drag. It did drag. For me, anyway. But anyway, that's probably the worst episode of the entire series for me. But going through it wasn't quite as bad. But anyway, there we go. As I said, maybe it was a bit too close to the mark. Maybe I have mental issues, which is why I didn't like it. Not that I'm going to be drilling into my head and eating babies. I don't have any plans to do that. But anyway, that's it. That's all done and dusted. We're finished with Hammer House of Horror. It's all done. There is a Hammer House of Mystery and Suspense, but I've never seen that, so I don't know if that's any good. But we'll leave it there. We're all done for that now. So I can go now. Yes, it was. That was a wild story. It was crazy, wasn't it? It was a bit too crazy for me. But for some reason, I had nice memories of it. I thought it was one that I remembered most, apart from the werewolf one. The one I remember most, it had the numbers, and I've always been kind of into like numerology-ish a bit. But anyway, but whatever. It were rubbish. I didn't like it. So what's coming up next? What we got to come up next? I can't remember. Monday. Magnificent Mondays. Speaking of wild, The Wild Geese. That's what's coming up on Monday. Great film. I love that film. Not very politically correct. And then next Friday for next Friday's a Friday Night Point with Feet. It's the 13th, Friday the 13th. So we're doing Friday the 13th, part 3. Not in 3D, unfortunately. But we'll go on about that at some point. It was a fun series. It is, for the most part, is Hammer House of Horror. It is a lot of fun, apart from that last episode. But anyway, we will leave it there. So, I'm going to go now and sort some supper out for me and my lad, because I'm starving. And I'm sure he is. What I'm going to make, I have no idea. Right, so thanks, Justin, for your super kind $10 super chat. Hugely appreciated. And Josh Temple, I hope you've got home safe, mate. I hope you have. I don't think anybody else popped in, did they? No, they didn't. We have no wind grace tonight. He must be busy doing stuff. I'll just check on Rumble, make sure there's no chats on Rumble. No, there ain't. Very rarely is. The one time there was, I forgot to check, which is why I check now. But anyway. Right, so I'm going to go now. And sort some grub out. So we will leave it there. So next week's Friday the 13th, so that should be fun. My favourite Friday the 13th, that, Friday the 13th, part 3 and 6. I like them all. My favourite is 8. Jason Takes Manhattan. I know it's rubbish, but it's still my favourite. It is. And Jason X. Anyway, what are you looking at, Princess? She's staring at me from above. I think she's hungry as well. Right, so I'll go feed my cat and my son and myself. Right, so thanks for watching, wherever you are. Don't have nightmares. And until I've got to find my thing, where is it? There we go. Don't have nightmares. Don't pick up hitchhikers wearing yellow Macintoshes that go, what else? And don't do other things. Don't. Every time you see a number, a random number, don't think it's the end of the world. I see a lot of 1111s. When looking at clocks, I see a lot of 1111s and, stuff like that. I do. Which is weird. But I don't think it's the end of the world. Anyway, so I'll say it again. Thanks for watching wherever you are. Don't have nightmares. And until next time, I'll see you.